Gotta tell you, it's kind of cold out here. So what's up, everybody? Good morning. I'm pretty excited for today. We're actually getting ready to head out to, I'm gonna go to Brandon's. First of all, I gotta get cash because I'm gonna be meeting up with an eBay seller in my hometown. But picking up with Brandon, we're actually gonna be driving down to Delaware today. We're gonna be checking out a second in Charles. It's the first time I've ever been to one. I had no idea there was one right in Delaware. It's only maybe 30 minutes from us. And then we're gonna hit a couple of local Goodwills and stuff, but I'm getting ready to head out and just kind of wanted to say what's up. I'm gonna be trying my best to do my first real out and about vlog with him. So I'm really trying, I promise you. But yeah, I'll check in with y'all in a little bit. Arguably the most important recipe for any road trip. So can't go without that. All right, so we just rolled up to Second and Charles. Brandon's over there somewhere. But I wanted to show off first. I met up with a really cool eBay seller because he's actually from my hometown, and got a little haul with him. These were stupid cheap, and all of these are 100% sealed. Brandon can attest for that.
Awesome.
So show them off. So first up, I grabbed Bad Boys for Life. I didn't love this one, but it needed to join the collection for finishing the trilogy purposes. Backdraft. Sorry, the glare is kind of crazy. Who doesn't love this movie? That's sealed. Prom Night Remake, also sealed. Joe Dirt, because yeah. Machete with the slip, sealed. Wish Upon, Shutter, also sealed. And then Grown Ups 1 and 2, just for collection's sake. So yeah, let's go spend some money, man.
Oh my god, I'm so blurry.
And here we go. Holy crap.
Down the rabbit hole.
Pretty good so far. Some Craven. Rose Red, what you finding, man?
Maniac.
Oh, the focus. Oh, there we go. So
Maniac.
it's getting bad.
It's blurry, but that's okay.
It's on cinematic mode.
Yeah, it's on cinematic mode. Alright, so Mallrats. My favorite Kevin Smith movie of all time. I don't have to explain it. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because I didn't own it for some reason. Nice. And we found a sealed copy of Waiting. They don't make comedies like this anymore.
Nope.
They can't. It's sad, but they can't.
So we're still diving into this, so touch in with y'all in a little bit. Save this place is over what the music is gonna kill the copyright.
It's overwhelming. Oh, but yes, the music is going to kill the copyright.
I mean, I'll recap once we're outside, kind of go through everything, because the music is gonna, yeah, we're gonna get copyrighted. What's that called? Monetized?
Demonetized.
We're just laughing because I got a Blu-ray copy of Mr. Brooks with oh my god, what the hell, Kevin Costner. And the girl was bringing it up, it rang up as $436.92.
What a steal!
So, I was like, man, that's a great price considering it only says $7.95 on the sticker.
Man.
So
That's fucking funny.
but we're walking out now. We both got movies.
And I got a TV show.
And he got a TV show. So now we're gonna try to find we're gonna try to find some food, and then we're gonna hit up a couple Goodwills. So we'll keep you in tune.
It's at least fun.
The only pickup. Tom's. So I'm glad you're here. That's a video game. Oddly enough, that was a weird Goodwill. But I did get the Gladiator soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, so that's cool.
That is cool.
All right, on to another. We'll update you when we get there. All right, one stop.
You should buy all of them.
So, a little bit of a different format today. You're already going to see all the Delaware stuff, so now we're just going to do a giant haul video. Brandon's here, actually, in the studio.
Hi.
So, really funny story. Actually, he locked his keys in his house.
I did. I did. I was so excited because I was ready for today and it was going to be fun. And I rushed out of the house. I said, let's go. And I'm looking for my keys, and I locked them inside my house. So that's fun. And yeah, I was ready to drive. And then I called my girlfriend, and she's like, I'm not home. And I don't have a spare key outside. So Chris was like, I'll drive. And it worked out well.
So,
yeah, go ahead. So yeah, we went to a lot of different places today. I mean, you know, we have a fun haul. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool stuff for pretty good prices, actually.
Yeah, it was better than I thought.
A lot better than we thought. So
we mainly went out to go to a Second and Charles, as mentioned earlier.
Which we've never been to before.
Yeah, and then we ended up just kind of going to a couple pawn shops and some Goodwills and stuff. So there's so much stuff to be shown. We're not really going to take too much time on the individual stuff. So we're just kind of going to do like a 3, 3, 3, 3. Because I also have a little haul that Erica brought in and stuff. So we're just going to...
Little is an understatement.
We're just going to go wild. So
let's do it.
Feel free to start us off, man.
All right, let's go. All right, so I want to start off from some little random finds. So Chris, as you know, is very generous. And I'm quite generous. So I give him a lot of things. He gives me a lot of things. He's been trying to give this to me for months, but I didn't want to take it because... I don't want to buy movies just to buy movies. I'm trying to buy movies that I actually really enjoy. And I gotta be honest, I enjoy these three quite a bit. And I don't have a 4K player just yet. So
you'll get that.
I'll get there one day. So he gave me Top Gun. Was it the 40th anniversary edition? No, just the standard.
Just the first 4K they put out.
First 4K of Top Gun. I enjoy this movie quite a bit. And yeah, I didn't care for the sequel as much. I know it got a lot of love. I thought it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. And fun fact, Tom Cruise is also my dad's name. I don't know why I had to put that in, but I decided to put that in, so that's cool. All right, let's see. And then this was a Goodwill find for $2 in Maryland. Yes, we drove all the way to Maryland.
We had no idea we were that close.
Exactly.
So that's fun.
And I had this a long time ago, but I gave it away because it's not my favorite in the franchise. But as you will soon learn from me, I'm a huge movie monster fan. I love Godzilla. King Kong's my favorite movie monster of all time. Gamera, the list goes on of all the great ones. It's the 2014 version of Godzilla. Without the slip, unfortunately. But that's okay. I don't collect for slip covers, unlike somebody. But yeah, so... It was cheap. It was $2, and yeah, it's not my favorite. Like I said, I kind of forgot a lot of things about this one. I forgot like Elizabeth Olsen was in this one. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
Forgot she was in it. Bryan Cranston lasts like a haul of 10 minutes in the entire movie, but it's okay for what it is. And this was a fun find. So Chris and I both realized that this isn't out of print, I don't think, but it's rather pricey on the DVD side, not too much on the Blu-ray side.
Just difficult to find.
Just difficult to find, and he found it, and he didn't want it, so I took it because it was at a pawn shop for like
$2 for $5.
2 for $5, so it was like $2.50. Beer Fest.
Yep.
I quite enjoy this whole. I don't want to say it's a universe because it's really not a universe. They're all different characters.
Yeah, I would say you have the whole Broken Lizard,
exactly.
Club Dread, Super Troopers, all that stuff.
I'm a huge fan of Super Troopers. Sequel's pretty good too. I know it gets a lot of hate as well, but I quite enjoy it. And yeah, Beer Fest is one I did not have. So for $2.50, oh God, excuse me, indigestion. We had a lot of food today.
But fun story about that one, we were actually in the middle of a pawn shop swapping out cases for that.
Yeah, I had. So I'm not a huge fan of having like the cleanest and most organized collection when it comes to like condition. But the case was really flimsy on this one, so I spent about 10 minutes just finding a better case and swapped it out for those really nice clamshell looking ones. And yeah, so I bought it.
So I actually have something from the other day that I just wanted to show off. I've been huge into soundtracks lately, and I have a bunch on vinyl, but more so CD because it's a little bit more affordable.
Unlike me who buys vinyl.
Yeah. You make that big baller money though.
I don't make that big baller money.
So anyway, big baller. I was in Rite Aid with Erica. We were getting a gift card for her parents for their birthday. And I found this sealed, and it is the 300 soundtrack from Tyler Bates. It's pretty cool. It's like a digipack. There's a little book in there and stuff. So for only $3, I was like, that's cool.
Where was that again?
And then that's at Rite Aid.
Rite Aid. Where he almost found me a great movie that I bought, but it was waterlogged.
Yep. Good old Rite Aid. And then we went to, all the Goodwills we went to were pretty much bus. He picked up one thing from one. And all I picked up, which I found, is the Hans Zimmer and Lisa Jarrett score of Gladiator. It's actually one particular song, and it is... I think it's Now We Are Free. It's sort of the most known, kind of like the main Gladiator theme. But I'm a huge fan of Hans, and I was super happy to add this. And then
Great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack. And then I came across this for Erica, and this isn't rare or anything. They actually had multiple copies of it. One was in pieces, so I opted not to get that one. But it's the Danny Elfman score for the original Tim Burton's Batman. This is one of Erica's favorite movies of all time.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, and I got it for $5. So I actually picked this up as well.
And random fact about that one. So I told Chris actually when he came to my house a couple weeks ago, he was going through my video game collection, which you guys will soon realize I'm actually a big video game collector versus everything else. But we were going through my Super Nintendo collection, and I picked up that one, and I said, hey, have you played this? And he's like, no. I'm like, it's based on the Tim Burton movie, and it's probably one of the best beat 'em ups on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, I don't care. Download an emulator because it's not an expensive, it's not a cheap game. So
I actually found it on on like one of those weird websites that catalogs and you like stores all the kind of like an emulator website.
Yeah.
And I was playing it a little
it's
bit.
fun.
I was having some fun.
It's a fun one.
I was having
it's
some
hard.
fun.
It's really hard for some reason. It's a lot of fun.
So jumping in on just my 3 movies, I actually grabbed these at the pawn shop we were at, and I actually bought something else for my boss, and they threw these in, so I got these extremely cheap, and I picked up the Transporter. I picked up, if I can get it to work, the Transporter 2. Transporter 3 is garbage, and the Transporter Refueled is a terrible, I don't know if it was like a reboot, they just recasted Jason Statham, but both of these are a ton of fun, classics in my eyes.
I've never seen them.
Crazy.
I know. I need to watch them. I should watch them.
And then I actually picked up, mainly because of this slip and it's a little bit beat up, but I picked up Black Swan. I've actually never seen this. In my eyes, it was sort of like a mainstream, newer retelling of Suspiria, just based off trailers and images and stuff. But I figured for like the $1 I got it for at the pawn shop, it was worth checking out.
I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I don't know why. I just think it's a bore to me. It's slow.
Erica said it scares the hell out. It bothers her.
It scares her?
No, I don't think scare. It bothers her.
It bothers her?
Yeah,
no, I can understand that. Some of the imagery is kind of like a little spook.
Darren Aronofsky's an incredible director too,
No, I
so
agree.
I would love to finish his filmography.
So I have 3 more as well. So I'm surprised I never owned this. I loved it when it came out, and it's a sequel to probably, I don't know, I want to say, one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Stephen King doesn't think so.
Stephen King does not think so, for some reason, which bothers me. But it's Dr. Sleep. I'm surprised I didn't have this when it came out. Oh, I know why, because I'm cheap. And I got it for $2.50 at this pawn shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one's cool. It is incredible. It's amazing, actually. I saw it twice when I was in theaters, and like I said, I'm surprised I didn't own it. And this one comes with the director's cut.
30 minutes longer.
Which is 30 minutes longer, apparently. And I'm excited to finally watch that, because I really am starting to get more into director's cuts, bonus features, and all that good stuff, thanks to him. So I'm excited to check that out. Now, this one's cool. This one, actually, I found at one of the other pawn shops, and it was like $2, $3.
Yeah.
Now, as you guys will soon learn, hopefully, from my channel or from his, I love animated movies. Like, I love a lot of anime. I love, a lot of, Fantastic Mr. Fox, all those good ones. And Tim Burton is no exception. Now, his biggest movie, as we all know, is, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I grew up with it. I'm sure you grew up with it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I enjoy it. But this one I actually like better. This is...
Ooh, gotta get all those stickers off.
Exactly. I gotta get all the stickers off. They're kind of triggering me. It's Coraline. I love Coraline. This movie's great. Now, what was great about this one, if you could hold those for a second, I was really surprised to open this one up, and it still came with the 3D glasses.
That's cool.
Am I going to watch it in 3D? Probably not. But, listen, little additions like that always get me excited. I don't know why. It's cool to see stuff like that, especially in a Blu-ray that's, several years old now.
It's a really cool slip, too.
It's a really nice slip.
Really
yeah,
cool.
actually, it's not lenticular, but it's got that nice shimmer to it. So I'm excited to watch this.
That's a cool one.
And yet again, Spider Pig. I'm a 90s kid, like most people probably on this platform. So I loved this movie when it came out, and it still holds up extremely well. I'm glad the TV show is still going strong, depending on who you ask. But I really love the Simpsons movie. I don't know why I love this so much. I know why I love this much. It's stupid humor. It's hysterical. And fun fact, actually, the girl that plays the voice of Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright, was my cousin's neighbor for like 10, 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Never got to meet her, unfortunately, but which is cool. Maybe I'll meet her at a convention. I'd love to meet her. I mean, she's such a humble person. And this is kind of like a little PSA. Now, I'm not asking for any gifts or anything like that because that's not the type of person I am. But if anybody has an extra case for this one that's yellow, I'll gladly buy it off of you because I don't know why. Just the idea of having the Simpsons movie on a yellow Blu-ray.
It makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Highly recommend it. I'm sure you've all watched it, but it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So I'm going to fly through a good little stack here, mainly because I befriended an eBay seller who lives in the same town that I grew up in, which isn't far from here. And I bought a little haul off of him, and it was stupid cheap, and all these movies are sealed. I don't know how he had all of these. I didn't even know they were sealed from the listings.
When you told me this morning, I was really blown away, honestly. Yeah. And the guy looks super familiar. We don't know where we know him from. And then as soon as he said, we were getting to know him a little bit, we were talking about the channel and stuff like that. He also said he was in a punk band. Not that that matters to anybody, but Chris and I kind of grew up in our local music scene. We've been in bands before. We've been to tons of shows beyond that. And I think that's probably where we know him from. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah,
he was a super cool guy, and I'm going to be buying more of him. He kind of like, I guess, inherited or fell into a giant collection. That's how he got all of these. But
yet again, sealed.
Yeah, I don't know
sealed.
how.
I don't know how you did it either.
The first one is the Prom Night remake. I'm a big fan of this. Eric is a big fan of this, and needed to get that added. Strictly for trilogy's sake, Bad Boys for Life. I was actually not the biggest fan of this one, and I love the first two Bad Boys. I definitely think it's missing Michael Bay, in my opinion. But I needed to round out the trilogy, which driving me nuts that I only had.
I'm not a big Michael Bay person, but the Bad Boy movies are so fun. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. And that one, I mean, it's still fun. It's just missing.
It's missing Michael Bay. Know? It is missing Michael Bay.
I also picked up, as Brandon would say, Machete.
It's Machete.
With the slip. I'm a big fan of the Robert Rodriguez universe that he's built. Obviously, this was a trailer in Grindhouse, right? This was a trailer for, and it became its own standalone film, and then a sequel as well, which I'm also trying to find.
Machete.
So I was happy to get that. It's just dumb fun.
And he doesn't say it right.
Machete.
He says machete.
It's machete.
I'm Hispanic. I'm sorry.
It's English. And then I also picked up, these are just strictly for, I love these movies. They're guilty pleasures of mine. I got Grown Ups 1 and 2 from him. They're tons of fun. I mean, the first one's much better than the second one.
I love that whole cast of people. I love Adam Sandler, Kevin James, David Spade. But I don't know. I just can't get into those movies.
They make me laugh, man.
That's fine. My guilty pleasures,
and if you look at my collection deeply, there's not a lot of stuff that'll make you laugh in there.
No, there's not.
It's kind of
maybe
dark.
so laugh so bad they're good. Yeah. I don't know. But
that's most of it, probably. Yeah. I also got off of him Backdraft. This is the best firefighting movie ever made. Kurt Russell, William Baldwin, Scott Glenn.
I was mad when I saw you had that in your poll because
sealed.
It's not that I've actually been looking for it, but that's a guilty pleasure for me. That's good.
That's a good one. Got Joe Dirt. Joe
Dirt.
I love this movie. This is a movie that I grew up with. It's my favorite David Spade role. I quote this about 3 times a day, and it's sealed, so I had to get it.
I got a little concerned when he showed me that one because I thought it was the reboot.
The sequel?
The sequel.
Where he helps out Leonard Skinner, right?
Yeah.
Freebird. And then the actual reason I hit up the guy was to pick up a certain movie in particular, and he actually sold it. Didn't realize that he sold it, so he was like, hey, I'll just give you, pick 2 out of this stack that he brought. And I picked up Shutter off of him. I remember this from when I was younger. I don't have the most clear memories of it, but I figured it was worth at least checking out again. And then I also picked up, this is actually the director of Annabelle, Wish Upon. This was sealed as well. I remember having a good time with this, but I didn't really pay much for it, so if I end up not liking it, I'll end up giving it away on here or something. So that was my little eBay haul, man. Please continue.
Okay, so 3 more for me. So, funny fact about this movie, it's by one of Chris and I's both one of our favorite directors, Steven Spielberg. Chris has talked about Spielberg in the past.
A million
times. Gonna do a little bit of plug because my sister is an extra in one of his latest movies, aka West Side Story. Great remake. If you don't like it, that's fine. I know it's not as good as the original. So Chris gets mad at me because I actually like this more than, I guess, I don't want to call it, it's not a sequel, but people compare it to this movie all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of E.T. I'm gonna admit it. I know that's controversial. I don't like the movie. Maybe because the E.T. creeps me out. I don't know. Young Drew Barrymore's a little scary.
Wait, you mean the CG E.T. that they added into the later releases?
Yes, the one that was in...
practical that was in the original.
Exactly.
Okay.
The one that you briefly see in Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yes. So, it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's the 30th anniversary edition.
Yeah, which is... Yeah.
He has it, I'm sure. Yep. I love this movie. I can't say enough better things about this movie. I'd rather watch this than E.T. any day of the week. My dad actually got me into this movie when I was a kid. Good plug for my dad. My dad, as Chris knows, is a giant nerd like us and loves all this type of stuff.
If anybody has any copies of Starsky and Hutch on DVD that you just want to give away,
send them to my dad.
Send it to his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's known to Titanic Fan 97 on TikTok, but he's still pretty awesome. My dad he loves all this nerdy stuff, and this is one of the ones that he showed me when I was a kid, and I fell in love with it. Ironically, though, my dad's least favorite genre is horror, and that's Chris and I's favorite genre.
Yeah.
So, well, whatever. Do with that as you will. Now, when we went to Second and Charles today, one of my main goals was to fill out my Kevin Smith collection. My Dogma detector was not going off. It's a little inside joke that we started.
Dogma detector.
Because we each want a copy of Dogma so bad. Everybody knows how expensive that movie is and how great it is. But my collection was really lackluster of the Kevin Smith. Because like I said, I'm not a hardcore movie collector. But I finally picked up Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Great sequel to the original. Actually like this one more.
Great sequel to what?
No, not sequel. Oh my god. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
You mean to the first?
To the first. But you catch my drift. Great movie. Love this one. I'm thinking of the reboot for some reason. Yeah. It's not as good, but whatever. This is a great movie. Kevin Smith is a genius, honestly.
That's his funny. I think that's Smith's funniest movie.
It's definitely his funniest, but this next one is my favorite one of all time. Was really happy to find a copy of this because I, for some reason, did not have it yet. Again, this is my favorite Kevin Smith movie of all time, Mallrats. Mm-hmm. I could watch this movie every single day until the day I die, and I still find it to be as funny as the first time I saw it. Now, maybe it's because I'm also a Marvel nerd, and, there's a huge emphasis on comics in this movie, about Stan Lee and all that jazz. But no, I love this movie. If you've seen it, you know it. The way he is about quoting Joe Dirt, I quote this movie all the time. Snoochie, snoochie. I fucking love this movie. It's so good. It's only streaming, I think, on Amazon Prime, but if the Blu-ray is really cheap, it's like $7 on Amazon. I just haven't bought it yet, but now I bought it today. So I'm probably gonna go watch it when I get home. I've seen it 10,000 times.
Yeah. So Second and Charles was overwhelming.
It was overwhelming, but exciting, no less.
It was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh my god, I can't wait to go back.
Man, dude, probably monthly trips out there.
What really surprised, at least once a month for me. But what really surprised me was the teller told us we missed out on a huge sale.
Yeah.
Which was buy 5 movies, get 5 free. And Chris and I would have been here and there all day if that was the deal. We'd probably still be there.
Probably.
It was such a good deal. I'm very mad that we missed it. Now, it's not that we've never decided to go to Second and Charles. We're here in South Jersey. Yeah. There's one in Delaware, literally 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, I don't know, 45 minutes.
It's 35 minutes.
35 minutes away from our house.
Yeah, it's 35.
Which surprised me, and we had never gone. But I can't wait to go back.
Yeah. So this is going to be my little Second and Charles haul. I kicked it off with Duel, and I know this is getting a 4K soon, but honestly, I just needed it to round out the collection. I do like this movie. I don't love it, but for what would I pay? $4 or something for it? $7 I paid. I was perfectly fine with getting that on Blu-ray.
What's great is once he gets the 4K, it'll probably be mine.
I'll give it to him. So, this one was actually really cool to find. This is one of Erica's favorites, and I love this movie, and it's The Invisible. Is it a good movie? I mean, is it a great movie? No. Is it a good movie? Yeah, it's fine. I was just shocked to find it because I used to rent this all of the time, and I had no idea this was out on Blu-ray.
I've never seen it.
So I picked that up. This one's controversial.
This one's very controversial.
My least favorite Spielberg film, but I picked this up for Erica because it's her favorite, and it's Hook. I did not grow up with this movie, so I don't have the attachment to it. Brandon does.
It's my favorite Spielberg movie.
Or Erica does, but if Erica loves it, it goes in the collection. So I picked that up, and this was actually sealed. I opened it when I got home.
For anybody that doesn't like that movie, can you tell me why? Maybe it's of the time, but come on.
I don't know, man.
The cast is perfect. Everything's perfect. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Why don't you like E.T.?
I don't want to talk about it.
So another one that was cool to find. This is one of Wes Craven's. I want to say it's one of his final films. I don't know if it is, but I picked up My Soul to Take to round out his collection. I don't remember this being great, but I came across it and I was like, okay, for, you know, the couple dollars I'm going to spend on it, you know, happy to just have it and happy to just add it. This one's weird. If anybody has been watching trash movies for a long time, then the name, I think it's Uwe Boll, would be familiar to you. He directed the Blood Rain movies. He directed the Far Cry movies. He directed House of the Dead. If you remember that.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
He directed that. He's known for just making trash, and he's also known for going on Twitter and just talking a ton of shit about movies. He basically thinks he's like king movie. Yeah, he's like a god. Yeah. But he did make one movie that is as offensive as it gets, and I love it.
I had never heard of it.
And it's Postal. This movie's absolutely ridiculous, and the cool thing is it actually comes with the video game Postal 2 with it, which this is based off of. So I was happy to get that. And then, so funny story about this one. The girl rang this one up, and it rang for $436.95.
And I was a little puzzled.
And it was only $7.95 on the sticker. So I think I came out with a steal. If anybody wants to buy this, I'll be selling it for $435.96, and that is Kevin Costner's Mr. Brooks. By the way, if you live in Delaware, they had like 4 more copies of this. So if you want to make some money, buy this because you could sell it for $435.
I might have to go pick up a copy next time we go.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, I did pick up Mr. Brooks as well.
Cool. So my last 3, because I don't buy nearly as much as him. So Chris and I have been... What's that?
That's supposed to mean.
You know what it means. So Chris and I have been talking about this movie for months now because they don't make comedies like this one anymore. Mm-hmm. And they probably never will be able to. And aside from Deadpool and all these other amazing movies that Ryan Reynolds has been in, this is my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie. I know it's controversial as hell, but I love it. And it's Waiting. This has been sitting in my Amazon cart for a very long time for the same exact price that I got it for. But this one, I saw it in person and my impulse was like, okay.
How many copies of that did we find today? Like
more
3
than we
at
should
Second
have.
and Charles and 4 at the last pawn shop we stopped.
And it makes me mad because every time I've never bought it and I finally bought it. So this is a great movie as well. It's not a comedy. It's actually probably one of the most realistic movies I think I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds weird, but as you can see from my hoodie, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. The old stuff, not any of the new stuff. But this was also sealed. It's Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler. Now, I've heard time and time again that this is like an accurate depiction of what pro wrestling is all about. Mm-hmm. And it's no joke. It really is. Honestly, it's sad. It hits you in its heartstrings. It's got one of the most controversial endings in cinema history about like what happens at the end. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because nobody knows, nor do I know, but safe to assume, quote unquote, does quote unquote. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Great movie. Can't wait to watch this. That's so good. And like I said, it was sealed, so I had to get it. Now this one, it's not
You're
a movie.
welcome.
Thank you, by the way. He found this. It's got 2 movies, but it's also a TV series. Now, I have been galling over this at Target for the longest time, and I just did not feel like spending the $20 that it was. Not because I didn't want to spend the money, but just because I was waiting for a sale. But anytime it would go on sale, it would only be like $2 or $3 off. Chris found this for $8. Now, I'm 29 years old, but I'm also an old as hell soul, and I have taste, despite what people say. But it's The Munsters, the entire TV series, including the few movies that they released. Not the newest one with Rob Zombie, obviously. But this is the classic Munsters. It's a complete series. Now, like I said, I've been going on and looking at this at Target for $20, just not biting. Chris found this for $7.50. Factory sealed. So, I know he wasn't going to buy it.
He says I can only find this stuff because I don't wear glasses.
It's true. I don't have 20/20 vision. So for $7.50, I saw it. Yeah, I had to get it. Yeah. The Munsters is great. And we were making a reference to the Munsters on the way back home. Because I remember vividly, little throwback story, back when I was a kid, there was a video rental store that I would go and rent movies from. And it's really stupid.
It's weird.
But it was part of the Grandpa Munsters collection. It was like horror movies and stuff like that. And Grandpa Munster, I'm going to see if I can find the clip and insert it if Chris decides to insert it. But it was so funny. Grandpa Munster would say, "That's how we like it, raw." And that has always stuck in my head for like the longest time. It's so fucking stupid. Excuse my French. I swear like a title, by the way. I know this is a PG channel, maybe.
Nah, dude, I curse all the time in here.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't watch this content, apparently. So, yeah. I'm going to insert that clip. Hopefully, Chris will insert that clip because it's really funny. But yeah, the Munsters. If anybody knows what the Munsters are, you got good taste. That's all for me. That's all I got. Actually, no, I got 2 more things, but they're not movie related. I guess I'll show them when Chris is done.
Yeah, so I actually this was nothing that I got today. I wanted to show off some movies that Erica got. But on top, we were watching a movie the other night, which I'll show, directed by Paul Feig, or Fig, or however, F-I-E-G.
I think it's Feig.
Paul Feig.
I think it's Feig.
And I was researching his filmography, and I came across a movie that I was interested in, so I picked it up on Amazon, and that is A Simple Favor. This is Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. I forget the other guy's name that's in this.
I've never seen him.
Yeah, he's the guy from what I was telling you earlier.
Told me a lot of things earlier.
He's from Game Over Man. He's from Workaholics.
Oh,
that guy right there.
Oh, it's a different guy then. I don't know.
Yeah, he's from a bunch of stuff. But so I picked that up, and then the other night on my way home, I stopped at a dollar store and I picked up Clint Eastwood's best movie in my opinion. That's Mystic River. Breaks my heart every single time, that ending. But
Can't say I
Erica,
disagree.
what's that?
Can't say I disagree.
Dude, that movie's brutal. Erica did a little Amazon haul. So first up, she grabbed Paul Feig's The Heat, and I actually fell asleep watching this because I worked all day Saturday. But Melissa McCarthy is a blast in this. She is on fire, and I'm going to be rewatching it probably in the next night or two because I do want to finally watch it all the way through. But I was having a ton of fun with that. That's one of Erica's favorites. She also grabbed your favorite franchise of all time, the Shrek collection. We have been wanting to grab this for a while. She finally did it. Super happy to actually have these.
It's not that I don't like Shrek movies. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that in the comments. Like, what the fuck? It's all about the Shrek movies. But I like the musical.
They're great. They're great. So then she picked up an Arrow release of Legend. It's actually one of the only Tom Cruise movies that she likes. This is directed by Ridley Scott. You also have Tim Curry, who plays the devil in this. I've actually never seen this, so I'm going to be diving into the director's cut, which is actually really cool. The director's cut, it's almost 30 minutes longer.
I don't want to say I'm surprised I got an Arrow release, but I kind of am.
There's a deluxe one too, and it's worth money.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So, yeah, I'm perfectly happy to have this copy and dive into it. So, really awesome on her end to grab that. One of her favorite musicals she grabbed, Baz Luhrmann. Moulin Rouge. She showed this to me, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's kinetic, it's crazy, it's Baz Luhrmann all the way. If you guys,
oh my god,
yeah, if you guys don't know Baz Luhrmann, he directed the most recent Elvis, and that was 100% just his style and the way that he does things. And Moulin Rouge is no different. I do love Nicole Kidman in this.
Yeah, I agree. She's great.
Yeah, I do love her in this. She also picked up one of her favorites, which I like. I just haven't seen it in a long time, and that's A Little Miss Sunshine. She's a big Steve Carell fan. I think there's some roles where I love him. There's some roles where I don't.
We were talking about one movie
I do like
Steve
this
Carell
movie though.
too, and I can't remember what it was. Date Night.
Yeah, Date Night.
That Date Night with he and Tina Fey.
Oh, look, one of your favorites. She picked up Spy, another Paul Feig, Melissa McCarthy combination. I love Jason Statham in this. The scene in the motel room where he's just rattling off the things that have happened to him.
Yeah.
You know, like
it has its moments.
He once jumped the car off a cliff on fire. The car wasn't on fire. He was.
Yeah.
So, and then he once appeared convincingly in front of Congress as Barack Obama. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She also grabbed The Fifth Element, added this to the collection. Chris Tucker, is his name, is my favorite part of this. I haven't seen this in a long time, but this is when Bruce Willis was absolutely crushing it.
It's a shame what happened to him.
Yeah.
Or what's going on with him.
What's going on with him, yeah. So happy to add this. And then she also added a comedy of all comedies.
One of the best.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I'm mad that I don't own that.
I love the cover art.
Yeah, it's classic.
He's all jacked.
Yeah.
So she is incredible, just adding some of her favorite movies to the collection. And we're officially out of space behind us, so I'm going to be playing with some new shelving stuff soon. But really happy about this. Really thankful that she is in my life and my soulmate, because together we're building the ultimate collection. Right? I'll go head to head with any other couple on YouTube. I just want you to know we can be friends.
Works for me. So
what else you got?
I have 2 more things. Now, I know this is not a video game channel. If you want to see a video game channel that's slowly growing, I will grow in the center. Go in the center. hit up my channel. So we went to another pawn shop and they had a whole bin full of Game Boy Advance games. God, I can't speak today. And so for like $2, I picked up Mario Pinball Land. I don't know. I love pinball and it's a Mario title and it was cheap, so I bought it. Now this one was kind of like a blind buy. Chris was kind of making fun of me for this one. No, he really wasn't, but we had no idea what it was. It's kind of, it was a Nicktoon, or I think it was on I don't remember. It was on Cartoon Network or something like that. I think it was Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon back in like 2004. It ran for a couple of seasons. It's based on 2 real life people. It's Hi Hi Puffy Yumi.
Say that 3 times fast.
No, I'd rather not. Kaznapped. Now, I know this is probably shovelware, but I did some gameplay looking up, and it looks... Gameplay?
You said...
Did I say gameplay? Woo, man! I watched some gameplay while we were in the store, and this looked awesome. Now, I don't buy games because they're rare or expensive, kind of like with movies and stuff like that. I buy games because I have the intention of playing them, and this one actually looked really fun. If you guys know anything about it, let me know. But yeah.
You're all about the game stuff.
I am. That's me.
But yeah, thank you for hanging out. As always, let's keep supporting physical media. Make sure you go follow Brandon. It is IBRUZ on YouTube, on Instagram, also on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok against my better will. Instagram, YouTube. I don't use Twitter because I'm not a fan. But yeah, I'm everywhere else.
And then this is Diesel. You can't see him. He's right off camera, but he's my son. So, all right, guys. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll catch you later.
Peace.